Korey, thank you for coming on Filmwax Radio.
Pleasure being on Filmwax Radio with you.
So I have to ask you right away. Were you familiar with Ken Burns?
No, my new lawyers introduced me to him and his background.
Have you had a chance, other than of course Central Park 5?
Right.
Have you had a chance to look at any of the other films he's done?
No.
Not yet.
Sure.
Okay. I grew up here in New York too. I grew up in Queens, and I have very vivid memories in 1989 when all that happened. And like everybody else, I just bought what the media was telling me. I just assumed, there was a lot of tension and fear in the city at the time. The media and the politicians weren't helping reduce that any. What do you make of the media now, and what do you make of how they report the story, or maybe even other stories now?
Yeah, I would say from then to now, a lot has changed. There's a lot has changed, but the sad part of it is a lot being talked about, but none of this here talk is coming out. That's how much has changed.
So you mean particularly about the Central Park, and what people think about the Central Park? And what you think people...
Whether they think or what have you, just is not a topic.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Nobody's reporting it.
Right.
I see what you're saying. Right.
You hear so much.
This is maybe a question you can't answer in a short amount of time, so feel free not to answer it. But how do you begin to put behind you the bitter feelings and the rage that you have to have about what happened to you, because you're one of those victims that in that whole experience? And I just wonder how you pick yourself up and move on. Is the lawsuit one way, or is
it's pending? But overall, is what keeps me motivated is just really believing in myself. That's it.
Right.
Just believing in myself and my capabilities and what have you. Just believing in myself and just pushing myself into doing successful things.
That makes sense, because that's pretty much what everybody else has to do too. Right. And what is your relationship like now with the other four gentlemen? As
we all done got older, we all have our own individual life. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with a now Central Park 5, it's what you call work. You got work to do. You
mean like talking about the film, representing the film and all that?
Right. We have work to do. Although we all didn't know each other, but as of now we have no choice but to know each other.
Right.
We have work to do for our children and our children's children. We have work to do.
It must be odd to have this connection through for your whole lives now with these guys, and through no decision of your own. Right. What do you think of the movie?
It's beautiful. It gives us a voice.
Right.
Like I said, during the news, as of now for the 21st century, is a whole lot of talking about cases very similar to mine, but we're not being spoken on. So my divine God brought us an angel, which is Sarah Burns and her husband Dave, along with the great Ken Burns. So we are very good now. I'm very happy.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility, in a sense of that, even though you went through such a tragic circumstance, though, that now maybe you can be a symbol for others?
Right.
Whether young folks or other prisoners that have been wrongfully accused, or even maybe rightfully accused.
Right. I've been saying that way ever since I've been involved with the Burns family.
And can you also kind of talk about what life might be like after the film kind of had its run and life continues?
It would be a brand new life, because now what's missing is not missing now. It's there. Now it's eyes on you.
Have you gone to many of the festivals with the film?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to France?
No.
Okay. So you've been traveling around a number of the, like Doc NYC, but and a few others.
Right.
And you must have been meeting a lot of folks, a lot of people.
Yeah, I have.
Making relationships.
I have.
Anything happen at throughout some of these festivals or screenings that stands out in particular?
As far as I'm concerned, when experiencing this for the very first time in my life, seeing people in theaters, the most beautiful thing is for them to be there from the beginning to the middle, to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got places to go, people say things to do. So with all that, they gave it to us.
Their time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel appreciative for that. I would like to say thank them for that.
That's really generous. Has anybody come up to you and said that they were, whether they're in the media or politics or a lawyer, and nobody's come up and nobody's apologized? Never.
No.
Never.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, listen, I really appreciate your talking to me. And
thank you.
And it's good to have heard your story firsthand. So thank you, Korey, for...
Thank you, man.
All right. Good meeting you.